The first recommendation to come out of the Banking Royal Commission was not to touch the responsible lending laws. But now the government is saying those very laws are making it too hard to get credit in the pandemic-stricken economy. Victims who shared their tragic experiences at the Royal Commission are pleading directly to Treasurer Josh Frydenberg to scrap his draft legislation that will water down consumer protections. This exclusive from Dan Ziffer.
Tragic stories.
Absolutely and utterly disgusting, and I hope no one ever has to go through it again.
That's why I'm here today, because he couldn't come in.
These people have been used and used and used over the generations. And it's just another profit making off our backs.
The Banking Royal Commission heard from ordinary people harmed by banking. Now witnesses who expose their pain are trying to stop the government from killing off responsible lending laws that Commissioner Hayne wanted left alone and enforced. Reverend Grant Stewart's adult son was targeted with high-pressure sales tactics.
Do you think 10 would be enough to leave behind for them? Yes. Beautiful. The Treasurer has met the family and knows the problems.
And who could forget the appalling audio recording?
That terrible situation where a young man with Down syndrome was being sold insurance that he didn't want, that he didn't need, and that he didn't understand.
Witnesses like Mr Stewart are trying to stop the government killing off consumer protections, so their experiences aren't repeated.
The danger would be that it exposes vulnerable people again to unscrupulous activity.
The Treasurer is setting us up for a household debt crisis in the middle of a recession. The very first recommendation of the Banking Royal Commission was to not change our lending laws.
Commissioner Kenneth Hayne wanted the lending laws left alone, or actually, better enforced. But under the government's draft legislation, many penalties disappear. Banks and other institutions will be able to aggressively push debt-fueled products like credit cards without assessing if a customer can pay. The onus is on borrowers, not banks.
The Treasurer's proposal is a real slap in the face to anyone who gave evidence at the Royal Commission. And the Royal Commission showed the banks can't be trusted to do the right thing, and these proposals are essentially giving them more power and less responsibilities.
The government says the laws are strangling credit.
Responsible lending has become restrictive lending.
Even though lending for housing is up 12% year on year, despite the pandemic and recession.
Not sure what problem we're trying to address. The banks are not saying responsible lending laws are a problem.
Robert Regan was given a loan so unsuitable it took him from a paid-off house to relying on a charity for food. His letter to the Treasurer is personal and pointed.
I am shocked in your decision to go against what was fought for by the Royal Commission. Why have you changed your mind and attitude towards the banks?
Revealed at the Royal Commission, David Harris told the Commonwealth Bank he was a problem gambler and begged it to stop offering him credit card limit increases. Last week, the bank was fined $150,000. Under the new laws, it'll be legal. To pump the economy, the government wants to remove the burden on banks to prevent people taking loans they can't afford.
Putting the onus all on the consumer when perhaps the consumer doesn't have the knowledge or the capacity to determine whether this is in their best interest is a risky proposition.
And the risk is on you.